but has certainly not given a whole lot away.
Yeah, and actually a good position to really springboard the round from here.
That one was running so hot. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Yeah, Rich, the reason why the best players enjoy stroke play so much is that every single shot's going to count. And you can't get away with anything in stroke play.
You have to manage your game, and you have to manage your emotions as well, because it can get away from you in a hurry. Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough, and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. Settles in over the putt. So close. So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. When you break down shots or break down a hole, how would you break down this hole in a very smart way?
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there and you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Frank, anything you do differently from the rough in terms of your swing? You hinge the club a little bit more quickly?
No, normally put the ball just a little bit further back in your stance because you want the club to be going down. Down, it's got to go down through the grass, through the ball. Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. 555-yard par 5 8th hole. Frank, is this a 2-shotter or a 3-shotter?
Good question, Rich. It starts to shrink down by the walkway, which is around that 330-yard mark. That's the decision has to be made. Personally, I think you try it at first, because even if you do find a fairway bunker, then it is certainly a layup. If you've got the distance, it's well worth the risk.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. This becomes a different kind of battle out there today with these strong, gusty winds. Players will have to think, they'll have to take extra club, and this will not be easy. So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Now the approach shot here on this par 5/8. Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice strong breeze.
This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Frank, the par 4 ninth at 452 yards is all you want.
You could make 5 here every day just by poking it down the left side, but who wants to do that? Force your hand, try and go down the right side. You might make the odd 3, make a few more 4s, but miss it on the right, and that's where you start to make a big number. This is way left going left.
And that one's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait. And at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it. Safely on the dance floor.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
It went from bad to worse, and right now, horrible.
What do they say, Frank? Golf spelled backwards is
Flog.
flog. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. And we are back at PGA West, getting set to continue the action on the back nine. Beautiful hole here. Rock border that lines the water here at number 10. It's 416 yards.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th.
Ready to go now on the approach shot here at this par 4 10th. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
Wow, I thought he made that. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Okay, has it, and stays at 1 over par.
Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11th? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole that a par 5 that you can't reach. You can still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot.
All right, Frank, time to play a little pitch and putt right now. Good chance with a good shot here to make a 4.
Yeah, holes like this is where small ball can beat big ball.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
And who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage.
Today it's live second round coverage of the California Classic.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. This for another birdie on this hole on the week.
Even par currently.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par.
Frank, P. Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longer second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
Club has been pulled, ready for the second shot now at the par 4 12th.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. And he's made the green. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go.
Well, Frank, we came off a hole, the short par 4 12th, where players no doubt were thinking about making birdie. Here, it's a different story. Why?
It is. Well, 13's always going to be unlucky for some. There's so much water down there on that left side. And the way it sort of laps up to the wooden bulkhead, it looks anything other than a straight shot. And this is where you have to mentally move the flag. You've got to push that flag in your mind's eye to the right side of the green and say, I do not want to go left of that.
Made par yesterday, this one for birdie.
Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
Well, it doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide. Oh, I liked that. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, what do you like here on this approach shot at 14?
Green is more triangular. It's wider at the front, narrows as you get towards the back of this green. If you're going to go at that back flag, you could perhaps bring something in there a little lower and sort of skip it up. Apart from that, just a nice, high, soft landing short iron. Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact.
Oh, what an incredible shot. Fourteenth hole, par 4 of 389 yards. It is short, but Frank, there is some danger lurking along the way.
Yeah, most of it's sand. Two options, really. Poke it down that left side, let it run down there like a bowling alley. Either that or take that bunker completely out of play, 290, 300-yard category, and get it down there where it's just a flick wedge in.
EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage.
Today it's live third round coverage of the California Classic. Now at the long par 5 11. They call it eternity with good reason. It is 617 yards. Frank, what's the game plan here?
Hit it as long as you can, hopefully only a couple of times, and you can get fairly close to this green. A little pitch up there, but even if you go for this green or try and get close, that's when you start to notice the water that comes in on the left side, so you can't just bash away. Might only be a couple of bunkers in play off the tee, but they have to be avoided.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
That was not a very good read right there. So a tester from 4 feet. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his metal.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey.
Frank, now another clever, small par 4, only 363 yards here at the 12th.
A couple of different options here, Rich. You can lay it up just short of where that nose of the bunker starts to poke out on the right side of the fairway. Then you're going to be left with something in the sort of 140, 150 yard mark to the flag. Or if you want to get a little sort of greedy, you start to sneak it up there where it gets narrow. It's shorter, but it requires a better shot.
Frank, another good scoring opportunity here at the par 4 12th.
Yeah, just have to focus on where that flag is in relation to these little ridges and the mounds on this green. It's called moat because it's protected all by that wall of sand down that left side. That's not really in play for this shot. If you're smart, use one of those little ridges. They can kick it towards the flag.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Now teeing off here at the par 3 13th. Frank, this is no easy shot here at the par 3 13th.
Yeah, 13th hole. I mean, it's so appropriate, the number of the hole for this this design by Pete Dye. Wooden bulkheads, I mean, they give you sort of that harsh look. And this is just an absolute scorecard wrecker. You get a little cavalier here, you just rack up a number. There's nothing wrong with just hitting it to the right side of this green, just taking a 3.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Well, how do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there.
Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options, you know, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
Now the approach shot here at 14.
Should be safely on deck.
On the green. And looking at a birdie opportunity. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today?
things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Don't forget the final round comes your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, so long for now. Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Golf Channel on NBC and EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live final round coverage of the California Classic. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Getting set now over the putt. Wow, I thought he made that. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey, drop shot here at the 13th. So they'll tap in. And he makes it for a bogey here. Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards. But Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out there on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
Frank, what's the key here? Second shot at 14.
Green sits up a little bit, well protected by those bunkers there. A nice high, soft landing shot.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Yes, he's holed it, Frank.
Unbelievable. From that distance.
Now to the par 4 15th hole, 468 yards. Frank, what do you like about number 15?
The variation of the bunkering here, Rich, I think is excellent. The bunker that meanders its way down the right side tends to go to the right, and then you start to see those two bunkers down the left side. You've really got to try and take that second one on the left out of play. That requires something in excess of 280 yards. From there on in, you've got a chance.
Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. So, Frank, we know that the players petitioned back in the 80s to move the PGA Tour event away from PGA West. It's coming back in 2016. But what did Pete Dye say about golf courses being fair or unfair?
Well, he said it actually, he tried to say it with a chuckle, but he always said that golf's not a fair game. So why build a golf course that's fair?
Do you agree with that?
I do now. I think everything has to align itself together. When you looked at the equipment that the players were using, wooden drivers and balls that spun around, they had trouble on windy days. And these golf courses, they really were brutal. But I think now that the ball goes further, the introduction of the metal-headed driver, the utility clubs, all of those things have made these golf courses really come back into favor again. Look at what Jason Day did in 2015 at the PGA Championship at Whistling Straits on a Pete Dye golf course. That's how you have to play the game now. We have to embrace change.
How difficult is this golf course at PGA West? Well, it was ranked 8th on this year's Golf Digest, America's 20 toughest golf courses. Par 5 16th is a slight dog-leg left at 600 yards.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
There are a number of really good and important grow the game initiatives out there. One of those is the First Tee program, and that allows youngsters who otherwise might not have an opportunity, the chance to put a golf club in their hands, allows them the chance to pick up this game and learn some of the core values that come along with it. It's about much more than making a score. It's about integrity. It is about responsibility, values like that. And this game is just so good in instilling those kind of characteristics in young people. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
So one shot closer to the lead with that birdie. Well, let's see, Frank. The par 3 17th, just 168 yards. You can't miss it right. Can't miss it left. Can't miss it short. You can't miss it long. Good luck.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, what's ahead after missing the par 3 here?
Well, a tricky little shot coming up, but really this is a difficult par 3. So if you can get this up and down, it still won't be a lost cause.
Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough, and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot.
Now, that's a good par there, Rich.
Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long, water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's 3 groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
And he makes it for par. That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
He'll be pretty happy with that one, about 20 feet away in a good spot. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Had every chance of going in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, amazing how this hole has gotten away.
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. Happened to everybody that's played this game. Even par, currently.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
So, 2 over par for the round.
Been fun so far. Let's see what's happening. Out at hole number 5.
It has not gone all that well early in the round for our featured golfer. What do they need to do, Frank, to turn this thing around?
Well, you can't dwell on what's just happened. There's plenty of holes ahead. Look at the scorecard, par 5s to play, things like that. Really pick apart this golf course. There's going to be plenty of opportunities around the corner.
Frank, what's it going to take here on this approach at the par 5?
Well, some people might actually try and bounce it in between those 2 bunkers and run the ball up on the green, but personally, I'd try and actually take a hybrid or something with a little bit more loft and try and fly the ball. Take those 2 bunkers out of play.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track.
What an opportunity. A putt for eagle. So the eagle goes begging. He still has this for birdie.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line.
Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. Here at the 6th, 447-yard par 4. Pretty good hole, Frank.
Yeah, probably a layup hole, too, for the longer hitters. Something out there around the 280, 290-yard mark to make sure you don't go it in the stream. Obviously, it's a dogleg right, as you can see. The canyon on both sides is sort of well-defined, so you know where not to go. Second shot plays a little bit back up the hill to a green, once again, that's anything other than flat. It's fun. You've got to make sure you get that ball on the right tier if you want to have a birdie putt here.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Solid play, heart of the green.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2. Well, everybody loves the short par 4, and here we have one, Frank, just 302 yards, the 7th hole.
And this hole is anything other than straightforward, Rich. Huge drop off at the front of the screen that is surrounded by water. So it's going to be a layup off the tee, really, to try and get the right yardage. This green is very, it's not very deep, but it's extremely wide. The hardest thing is to try and get a flat lie with whatever club you decide to hit off the tee and get the right yardage. Otherwise, that green actually might be a little elusive, even though this is a very short hole.
Good tee shot, right in the short grass. The green is up above, and this will play at least a club longer.
be safely on deck.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Settles in over the putt. So, 1 over par for the round. Frank, the 8th here at Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada is really the signature par 3, isn't it?
I'd go so far, Rich, to say this is a great par 3. Doesn't matter where it was played. The stream that sort of comes all the way down there and surrounds the left side of the screen makes this hole really daunting. Logic would say if you're going to miss the screen, obviously you'd miss it to the right, but it's just a beautiful hole. And then you put the fact that the canyon frames the whole hole itself. It's beautiful.
This one's looking good. Well, hit the green, but certainly not close to the hole.
Yeah, probably barely give him a C for that shot.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in you, Rich.
Not what he had in mind when he stepped to the tee, but it would be just 1 drop shot. This for bogey.
Well, that one's got a stink. That's a good stroke.
So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Stepping up to the shot here at the 9th, it's a par 4, 390 yards.
It is anything other than straight off the tee because of all these sort of undulations and curvature on the fairway. You'd think well bunkered, but the last bunker on the right side there, longer hitters, they can nearly fly that, just over 300 yards. Either that, shorter hitter, just play that fat area of the green. That'll be sort of some, 270 yards. That will take all the water out of play into a green that slopes back at you. So very good chance, even with a wedge in hand, to get the ball close. A good way to finish the front 9.
Seems to like it. He's headed for the fat part of the green. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
Hasn't been easy, but he'll take it. That's a par. 3 over for the day. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.